Okay guys, so I'm getting ready to do one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Probably the most important thing I've ever done in my life. I've been procrastinating about something for about 10 years. Yeah. 10 years. 10 years ago, I lived in Florida. And it was September 25th. I went to sleep that night. And what happened next was not a figment of my imagination. Was not something I pulled out of thin air. I'm going to prove it to you by telling you what else happened. But most importantly is I've been dealing with this guy lately. It's called conviction. And yeah, it's to the point where my husband's coming home asking me if I have shared this video yet. Yeah, it's like that. So, let me tell you what happened. I went to sleep that night and, wow, things got real. They got really, really real. I saw two massive angels standing over the East Coast, or eastern part of America. And they were so massive in scale that they towered into the heavens. And how I could even see their faces, I can't explain. It was supernatural because there's not even a word for how massive they were. They were red and their faces were stern and not changing. I was running from the very lowest part of Florida all the way down near Miami. Somehow I was there. And I could see ships off of our coast. Somehow, I knew that these were not our ships. There was fire falling from the sky. Now guys, let me make this clear first off. This was not just happening in Florida. I was supernaturally aware that something massive was happening on a worldwide scale. As I ran, I saw these massive sinkholes opening up from the ground. And even scarier, fire was coming out of them, as fire was coming down from the heavens. I could hear the people crying out to these angels and God for it to stop, but their faces were stern. It was not going to stop, guys. Time was up. We were being judged. And in particularly in this dream, America was being judged. I became larger as I was running through Florida to get up to Pensacola where I lived. All I wanted to do was get home. And as I grew bigger, these holes were bigger. And they were happening everywhere. I could hear screaming and crying and pleading. But it was too late, guys. As I reached the tippy top of Florida, I suddenly became very large. Not as large as these angels, but very, very large. And I could see almost all of the Americas at this point. And off to my left, my northwest from Pensacola, I saw a massive white bubble, and it sucked in on itself. Guys, I knew it was a bomb. Now, mind you, I tried to outsmart God, and I thought we would move and get out of this place and blah, 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 and we did. The irony is that where I'm making this video now is almost right exactly where it started. There is no outrunning this. There is no... You can't outsmart God, okay? Anyway, so when I woke up, I felt inclined to write this person that I was following who had a Christian teaching, and I was just getting into my faith really at that point. And I didn't know a lot about prophetic stuff or end time stuff, nothing really at this point. So I wrote this person and I told them about my dream. I go outside and my neighbor is standing. It was almost like she was coming to me at the same time. Now guys, this isn't a dream. She walked over to me and she said, Mia, I had a really terrifying dream last night. I said, yeah, you first. She said that she dreamed that her and her son were hiding under their front porch, that troops were walking up and down our streets, and they were looking for all of us. And then I told her about my dream. I went home. I tuned in that night to this channel's live stream. This person, this was their night to stream. And when they came on, the first thing they said was that day they were written by an overwhelming amount of people that had end time dreams that night. The reason that I'm sharing this now is because for 10 years I've been afraid of what people would think of me, that people would not believe me. Right now I could care less if anyone believes me. I pray to God some of you are listening and that I'm planting a seed. All I know is that He's not leaving me alone about it, okay? So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, because it's been like that around here. The next thing I'm going to share with you is that you guys, I'm not going to say how, but I will tell you that I experienced complete absentness from God. This was not hell, but I get the feeling that I was on my way there. Oh man, this is... So when you leave this show, all I'm gonna say is that no matter what you've experienced here, it gets real. It's realer than anything you've ever felt. Seconds are like an eternity. I can't explain that. It's like there's no linear time. Time, it doesn't mean what it means here, okay? I was flying at an incredible speed, almost like through some kind of sort of tunnel, but it was black. And as I went through it, it was getting darker and darker, and I was going faster and faster and faster. And there was no love. There was no one that I knew. There was no human emotion that we know it as. There was no comfort. There was a lack of everything. And I know this does not sound like a bad place, but this in itself was excruciating. I don't want to go there. Whatever this place is, I don't want to go there. It was horrifically terrifying. They don't even do it justice. And it was you knew you weren't coming out of this place. You knew. And, man, it was forever. Like, it was real. That's when you leave this show, it gets real. See, a lot of people have been playing with God. I know for a long time, even me, I didn't think I was. That's just it, guys. I didn't think I was. But I know now that I was not being obedient. By not sharing this was one of the ways I was not being obedient. Because, you know, I've since questioned why I was not allowed to dream anything else since then from God. Because I withheld what He gave me. And out of fear of the world, okay? You guys, we can't fear the world or what anyone thinks of us. Because when you leave this show, all that matters is what He thinks of us. And it's not like He's this bad person. Or He's God, okay? He's God. A lot of you are waiting for normal to come back. Guys, normal isn't coming back. Jesus is. I've been talking to my friends, and we are all feeling this sense of urgency that something is about to happen. Life as you know it is about to change. And if you haven't been able to see that in the last year, then I don't know what to tell you, because it's about to get really real. And then after that, it gets forever real. I will be leaving social media. But I will be putting these things up on different platforms because I'm I'm doing what I'm told. I love you all. And, if you're not feeling a sense of urgency right now or that conviction, then you need to check yourself, and you need to pick this up, and you need to ask Jesus to come into your heart. Okay, guys? If you're not feeling this sense of urgency, something's wrong, because I can tell you across the board, and I talk to people within during that 10 years, I grew into a community, and they are all saying the same thing, that they feel something is coming, and a sense of urgency like they can't explain. Guys, I'm sharing with you what's going to happen, okay? This isn't just America. Don't think you can outsmart God and go find some place to hide, because that's not the way this works. I was supernaturally aware that this was happening everywhere, and I could hear everyone crying for it to stop. But guys, I could see their faces, and they were stern and unchanging, and we were being judged. All I can do by sharing this and telling you guys what I experienced and the dream is pray that, first of all, that these were God's words, not mine. Secondly, that I've planted some seeds. And thirdly, that you guys know that it's time to get real with God. Like, your soul state is what is at risk here. If you can't see the masses at glorifying evil, and they know that it's real, that's how you know that he's real, okay? Guys, look around you. There is no time to play or straddle that fence anymore. You are out of time. We are all out of time. He is coming back. And you will give an account. And you will experience separation. And I know that where I went to was not hell. But again, I was on my way someplace very fast. The speed of light, the speed of sound couldn't hold a match to what I'm telling you. But what was worse was it was forever, and I knew it. I knew it. There was no coming out. There was nothing. I just kept going faster and faster, headed somewhere. But there was no one to help me. I hope that you all heed this warning. Guys, he's not playing. He never was. Neither is the enemy. I love you all.